All right, good morning everyone. We first wanted to start off by asking who here likes reporting data? No? Okay, well neither do we. But when there's a why, there's a way.
Okay, thank you. So, hi, good morning everyone. My name is Hanh and I'm here with my team member. We have Brittney here who just make a joke. And then we have Rola and Kelis, and we're representing Team UOW, University of Wollongong, and we're here to present an idea. As you might already know, it's when there is a why, there is a way. So we choose to do challenges to motivate wine and grape producers to voluntarily share their business emissions carbon data. So the reason we choose this challenge, because we think in order to reach net zero greenhouse gas emissions, we need the reporting effort of collectively all wine and grape producers in Australia. And this industry has been comprised in a majority of small to medium businesses who has been under influences of multiple external forces such as legal, political, social, technological, and economic, and last but not least, natural environment. So more than ever, they have been constrained by adding another thing to the list, and that including reporting carbon emission data. So in order to look at this problem from a comprehensive perspective, in order to comprehensively nudge the wine and grape producers to reporting their carbon emission data, we have adopted MOA, which stands for Motivations, Opportunity, and Ability. And this theory has allowed us to pinpoint three main gaps. So the first gap is a lack of competences, skill, and knowledge of the benefits that reporting carbon emission data can have on the business themselves. The second gap lies within the opportunity. So this is lack of time, lack of resource, as well as accessibility to a user-friendly carbon reporting tool. And this lack in opportunity as well as ability has resulted in a negative perceptions of reporting carbon emission data as it is costly rather beneficial for businesses. And because of that has led to a low intention to report their carbon emission data. So from this theory, we have proposed a three-stage solutions in order to address all these gaps. And the first stage including a business value-based segmentations. In this one, we aim to segment businesses based on the motivations and in particular, the business value that lead to stage 2, which is a user-friendly reporting tool, and also finally, stage 3, where we engage the wine grape producers in a long-term process and also evaluate simultaneously. And the result of stage 3 will bring back to stage 1 and stage 2.
So, as part of stage 1, we plan to leverage Wine Australia's contacts and network, as well as their Connect platform, e-newsletters and events to reach out to growers and producers. And from there, we'll be working with them to prompt them to a platform upon which they'll be provided with an information section which will provide the mission and the objectives of the research, and then as well they'll be provided profiling questions so we can get a sense for who they are. From there, we're going to value segment them based on their business values according to brand identity, people, profits and planet. From there, we'll be able to provide tailored information specific to their business values. For example, if they were to select profits as something that their business values, they would be provided tailored and specific digestible information, like the fact that the banks have recently announced that they plan to be giving preference to agribusinesses who have a carbon emissions data plan. And so as such, they will then be prompted, so what are you waiting for? Report your business carbon emissions data. If they choose no, they can continue through the modules and they'll also be prompted with a question as to why and a series of options upon which they can then receive tailored emails according to those concerns that they have and why they haven't chosen to progress yet. If they choose yes, we'll then be providing them with webinar training as to how to report their data. The most important is that they're pledging and they're committing to reporting their data. As such, they'll receive a certificate that indicates to consumers that this business has pledged and is willing to continue to report their data until the due date. And then from there, we're also going to send them an information package and reminder stickers, which will help in the actual reporting process and remind them along the way in high traffic areas to scan the QR code, log in and start reporting so that they don't have to sit down at a specific time. So for example, they'll be able to stick the stickers in high traffic areas and on jerry cans so that they can remember to input that data at the time rather than taking the receipt and doing it later on.
All right, so we are in stage 2 now where business is already ready to report the data. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna then addressing the opportunity and ability for businesses. So we're gonna have a very user-friendly reporting tool platform where we integrate the technology to have them to do so. So the first thing that we do is to answer a couple of questions to have them to set up with the account. When was the last time you received your certain bills? So the reason for us to do so is so that we can know when they're gonna receive the next bill, and then we can be able to give them the prompt message on the exact time so that they can choose to upload their bill and they don't have to wait until the end of the financial year to do so. So we also have the feature here to upload your bills and that will allow them to, when applied, to upload a photo of their bills instead of, enter manually like what they do right now. So this platform is the whole year open and they can log in and log out to their account to do so they don't have to wait until, again, the end of the financial year. We also have the little virtual assistant here that chats with Grab so that they can ask any question that they might have toward the whole reporting data journey. The other thing that we also will be apply is the gamification tactics. So we will do, whenever they log in, there will be a vibes. So when reporting data, they sort of growing this vibe as well. The more, every vibe is reflected the amount of bills or data that they put onto the platform. So the more data they're reporting, the more the vibe growing. And so that we're using the game farming nudging tactic. Also, whenever they log in the platform, they see that, oh, we have little vibes here, but then it's not growing. Okay, so I should, continue to upload my bills. And we're using the loss aversion nudging tactic. And finally, toward the end, when they upload their bills, then we can see that little crab is start growing. Then we're using the reward bay to have them to nudging them to complete their reporting data. Okay, so ultimately the end of this goal is to have them to be able to have the access to report completed data before the deadline. So to do so, they will be able to receive these badges. So there are 3 colors of badges. The bronze one is that when the business to just report the data by themselves. The silver one is that they can, go and ask their growers or their producer to report the data together so that they can both receive the silver one. And the gold one is for the Sustainable White member to be able to complete their data, so we give them the gold badges. Okay, so we're moving on to stage 3. Yeah. Thank you.
Now, with regard to stage 3, by the time that the users or the businesses arrive to stage 3, that means that they have completed reporting their data. So then what they will do is that we will have a visual map, so an Australia map with 65 wine regions. And accordingly, there will be colors that would reflect the number of businesses that have complete reporting. So what will happen is that the user then will see how is their region performing. And that's why we also have regional leaderboard. And so you would see the ranking of your region. And accordingly, the platform then will send tailored reminders under the notion of do better together, input of me, output for we. And so say, for instance, that your business is ranked at the highest performing reporting region, then the message would be, do you want your region to maintain that rank? Do you want them to stay at the top? Or if they're at the bottom, then it'll be like, don't you want to engage and support? The other thing is, because we do acknowledge that there is a generational transition happening with the wine growers, we open the 3rd stage for regional champions. And basically, this is a role for advocacy and testing. So people on this role would basically be supporting their regions and also collecting insights so that they work closely with the Australian Wine Institute research to make the reporting tool better.